Okay, gracias. Hola, everybody. Gracias for coming out, and we are here for uno reason today, and that is to announce the signing of Brazilian striker Alisson Veiga. Now, this is a man, I think, and I'm confident, in fact, that will fire us to the titles that we all crave and desire. He is going to score a lot of goals. I am very, very confident of that. Now, I'm sure there's some questions. Does anybody have any, even though I'm not going to be able to understand a word of what you say? Yes, sir, you. Sí. ¿Cuáles de las principales de cualidades de Veiga? Yeah, now allow me, mate. That's Chaz Hogan, Australian journalist. What are the main attributes that you think Alisson is going to bring to the team, mate? Chaz Hogan, you are back. Oh, thank the Lord. It is so good to see you because you speak English. Let's see, Veiga, he's quick. He can finish. I don't care about this crap. Chaz, let's go grab a beer. Come on, mate. Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 8 of the World Tour at Sports Boys in Peru. And as you've just heard, Chaz is back, but also we have made a signing, a striker. We'll have a look at him in just a second. And today we wrap up the opening stage. And I tell you what, guys, we are an outside chance of a top 3. Well, no, we can't finish top, but we can finish anywhere else other than that. We're going to have FBC Melgar and Cienciano, this team, who are 15th and 9th respectively. We're a decent chance. Now, the only game since last episode was the game here against Universidad San Martin de Porres, and you can see it was a 1-0 win. It was a good, solid defensive performance. Yet again, look at these match ratings from our defense. And Rolando Castro popped up with the goal. But you can see there, look at those match ratings, or match stats, I should say. We deserved it. We created more chances. Possession was roughly even, is what I would call that. Because if we had 55% possession, I'd say we dominated the ball. But I'd say it's roughly even because we had the 45. But yeah, good job done. It was a really, really good, solid performance. And if we look at the league table coming into this game, or these couple of games, you can see we're 19 points, sitting in 7th. If we were to, we win one game, we have some game in hand on some of these teams above us. We go to 22 points, we're up there in 5th. We win again, we can go to 25 points, which currently could put us second. We're unlikely to get second. But we could, be in the top few at the end of this opening stage, which would be absolutely incredible. Given that, I don't think we've played that well. Really, only 1 or 2 occasions. But let's have a look at this new signing of ours, and we will see. There's nothing else that's happened on the outs. No, Alisson Veiga is his name here, and look at what I like about this guy. Now we're paying him a chunk of wage, 2,600 a week. That is a lot of money for us. But look at the pace, the agility, the acceleration is all amazing. Finishing of 15, off the ball 12, composure 12. I think passing and vision's there as well. It's not it's not shocking to outplay other people in. Likes to beat the offside trap, and with those sorts of pace attributes, that's what I like to see. I think he could be someone that can score goals for us consistently. It basically means the end of Cantoro, because he's obviously a foreign player that's come in to join us. But I'm really, really excited to see how this guy does. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go and have a look at the team that we are sending out to face Melgar here. And it is Salinas in goal. It's Calesio, Zubait, I can't do these names. Zubiat, Emerson, and Andia as a back four. Mosquera as the anchor man. Martinez and Goiven in midfield. Karuga, he goes in behind Castro and the new boy Veiga as well. Perez is on the bench. It's harsh to drop him, but I want to see Veiga go. The other good thing actually about that last game was that we rotated the squad. I don't know if you sort of noticed the team that we played, but there was a lot of players we haven't used that much that were in that team. So that was good to see as well. Let's go with a little bit of passion here. Should we just we're at home. Let's give the fans something to cheer. Keep our good run going. We've won 2 games in a row, and not only that, we've kept 2 clean sheets in a row. So now that you're back, no doubt that will all collapse into a heap. But let's see how we can go here. Now, this team, according to our scouts and analysts, are going to play a very high line. So it's not something I've used very often, but we're going to look to pass into space. And my hope is that with Veiga's pace, sitting on the last shoulder, we'll be able to sort of get him in. So that's what I'm hoping for here. He's not going to last. He's not going to last 90 minutes. He came in with like no match sharpness whatsoever. So I've been playing in the reserves, trying to get a little bit of fitness up. I don't think this is debut. I think I bought him off the bench for the last game as well, that I can't remember, to be honest. Yeah, so we're not going to get the full game out of him, but just trying to get him ready at this point for the closing stage. There's a ball into the box, headed just past the post. Is that Miguel Martinez? I think I saw that was. Let's give him a get creative here. We haven't had much of the ball. Is a draw here okay? Yeah, I mean, it's fine, isn't it? But we want to try and win and see how high up this table we can climb. Karuga knocks in another corner. Back post headed towards goal, but that one from Zubiat is over the bar as well. Not a classic so far. Let's try demand more here. I'm wondering if we take it off exploit the flanks, given that... I wonder if we also need to take it off work the ball into the box as well, actually. If we want some, maybe some early balls over the top, perhaps we do just need to... I'm going to say calmly, I'm not happy with that. Yeah, let's take it off, work the ball into the box as well. It might be a little bit... It's not exactly what I'm asking them to do, is it? So we'll take that off. Do we play for set pieces with the great Emerson? A chance to get forward? Let's not do that just now. I'm never sure we play for set pieces, to be honest, exactly what they are or aren't going to do. Let's give it a get creative. Zubiata isn't looking great. We do have Diaz on the bench, who did fine when he played last game. So that's something we can potentially look to do. Let's give it a demand more when we can. Here's Salinas out for Zubiata. Or Zubi8. It'd be Zubiata, wouldn't it? Yes, I mean, this is... As I said, we wrap up the opening stage this episode. I've got a little bit of hope for the closing stage that we can. I'm not saying we can go and win it because Sporting Cristal, I think it's Sporting Cristal that are quite comfortably top. Here's the chance in behind. It's exactly what I wanted. Vega! It's a goal! I'm not sure if it's his debut. It's certainly his first start, and that is so satisfying because that is exactly what I wanted them to do. Exactly, to the letter. That is exactly what I wanted. Ball over the top, in behind. They're playing a high line. He's pacey. He's got good composure. He can finish. And there it is. That's exactly what he can do. That is so satisfying. I cannot describe that. I mean, you've probably got a sense. Now, let's not go and concede a goal here, please, boys. Wow, that is hacked clear by Karuga. That is not mucking around. Agricultural, I think, is the term. All right, come on, boys. Keep your concentration up here. Let's win this ball back. Let's not go and concede a goal. Let's not go and concede a goal! Oh, past the post. I'm sure Salinas had that covered. Let's give it a demand more. We have kept 2 clean sheets. If we keep a third here in a row, which is... I didn't think that was possible when we first came to the club. We're going to win this game. Ball comes in. Zubas... Oh, we've got a lot of men forward there. And not that many back. We are recovering relatively well, but there's a man in. No, Salinas! Good save from the new boy. That's the improved reflexes, I think, from this guy. And agility as well, I'm sure, comes into it. I'm wondering now, actually, having taken the lead, if we want to change the way we play and just look to keep possession a little bit more. Not sort of pass the feet a little bit more. And be a little bit more patient in our build-up. We might look to do that, actually. We don't necessarily need to keep playing that way. Now I think we can look for set pieces as well. We'll leave it at that. Not loving the nervousness, if I'm honest. Let's make some subs here. Karuga's looking knackered. We have this young kid we want to try and bring on. So let's bring on as in improve him as a player. So let's bring him into the game. Goiven has not impressed me. His attributes are really good. He should be quite a good player with vision of 15, but he's just not quite doing it for us. Let's try him as a deep-lying playmaker, perhaps. Let's try that. Try and use that vision. And let's not risk our new boy. He's got his goal. Let's bring Fernando Perez on, who we know can score a goal himself. Let's give it an encourage, perhaps, with these nervous players. No, that's just frustrated everybody. The one thing I really have not got any clue on in this Football Manager is the shouts. I don't really... Oh, it's a goal for Zubiata! We'll get back to my cluelessness in just a second. That's his first of the season. And I think I just saw that's his first ever for the club. So well done to him. And that at 2-0 is surely the game, isn't it? It's surely the game. Let's give them a concentrate now. It's a cracking header. Really, really good header at the back post from Zubiata. And as I say, at 2-0, that is surely it. Colossio's looking tied now as well. Do we bring him off? I think so. I don't like having tied players there. Martinez could do with a break as well. We do have Avocado on the bench, but this should be it. This should be it. Let's just make sure we're not going to give anything away here. Let's really shut this game down. But there it is, boys. 2-0. We're getting better. We've gone 1-0, 1-0, now 2-0. 3 clean sheets in a row. And I think, David, your shout of making sure we're doing disengaged in training has worked an absolute treat here. 3 clean sheets in a row since we've gone heavy on that. Defensive shape does look a lot better. Goiven in for Blocado. And that is the game. 2-0. And let's see where that leaves us now in the league table. We're starting to look, and I don't want to jinx this in any way, but we're starting to look like a bit of an efficient team, aren't we? We had less of the ball in that game, but we soaked up the pressure really well. I don't remember them having too many highlights. And then we just vicious on the attack. Vega gets his first goal in a little while, 10 matches. As I said, I don't think it was his debut. I think I had brought him off the bench in the previous game. Again, just trying to get the match fitness up a little bit. But if we look at this league table, it puts us in 6th. 1 point. There's a couple of teams that have a game in hand here, but 1 point off second. We could finish anywhere. We're playing a team in 15th. Let's see how we go, guys. Alright, guys, welcome back. It is the final game of the opening stage of the Peruvian First Division, and we're favourites for this game, even though we're away from home, which is good. You can say, I mean, it's second last, so we'd hope that we would be perhaps favourites for that. But look at this, we can't really, I mean, maybe if Minucci were to win and we were to lose, we could drop down to 8th, which is still mid-table. We really have nothing to lose here, but we're only a point off second in the league. Now, granted, these two teams, Alianza Lima and Canatal, they play each other, so they each have a game in hand, so they could potentially one of them could go to 26, but if they draw, they could only get to 24. So, a win, and we could still potentially, I mean, it's unlikely that all these teams above us are going to lose, but we could go second in this game. Let's have a look at the team we're sending out. And this is it. Now, our new boy Vega, he is match fatigued. He was playing a lot of reserve games to try and get him match fit. So we're going to just rest him for this. We don't need an injury going into the closing stage. So it's Salinas in goal. Colossio, Zubiata, Emerson, and Andy as the back 4. Mosquera, Goiven, and Mongolan comes back in. He was suspended last game, so he comes back in for Martinez in midfield. We're going to try Goiven as the deep line playmaker. I think his performance improved last game when we did that. Karuga continues in the number 10 role, in behind Castro and Perez, who comes in for Vega. Now, I did say last episode that I wanted to do sort of a mid-season squad rebuild. I'm still kind of trying to do that. The problem is that we don't really have the ability to do it, to be honest. We don't have the money for transfer fees. What do you want to say here? I know you want to avenge what happened. I don't want to say. Let's, again, just passionate. Keep our run going here, boys. Another clean sheet here, and that'd be 4 in a row, which was unthinkable, wasn't it, really, when we were losing games 5-4. Yeah, so we'll see how we go here. I was trying to do a rebuild. The problem is that we don't really have money to spend on wages. We don't really have money. I mean, we have money in our transfer budget, but we don't. The finances are in a little bit of a downward spiral right now. So kind of keeping half an eye on those as well, because I'm not sure how prize money is going to work. If the prize money is given out at the end of both tournaments, both the opening and closing, then we should be fine. If it's only given out at the end of the season proper, then we're in a little bit of trouble. Not trouble, but we just want to be a little bit careful we don't find ourselves in trouble. So that's kind of why we haven't done too much. I've been looking at loans, but there's not too much there. I'm not desperate to get rid of Karuga, so I'm not. That's why I'm not really too bothered. I got the striker in that I wanted. Here's a chance. Can we pull it back post? Castro! Oh, it's off the post. It wasn't a save. It was off the post. I've got the striker in I wanted. We're looking a lot better defensively, so I'm not too concerned about that right now. So I'm a lot happier than I was sort of last episode, because we are keeping clean sheets now. Like I say, we've got the striker in that I wanted, so I think we've got enough to get by and be confident that we're not going to be relegated this year, and then we can kind of build. I mean, we're only 6 points off top of the table. In terms of coming into this game, obviously, in terms of what we actually need to be a title challenger, we don't need to fix that much. I mean, I don't know if it's been sort of like a Leicester City season where everybody's played particularly badly. Castro! What a header that is! A cracking ball in from Andia, who has really recaptured his form at the right fullback. And that was a stunning header, powerful header coming in from Castro there. Good ball across to it from Cosio. Cosio's been a really good signing for us, actually. Look at that cracking ball in, and just too much strength, power, and accuracy for Rolando Castro, who's the 11th of the year. He takes over from Perez as our top goal scorer this season now, and that is really, really good stuff. Let's give it another get creative here. It didn't really work, did it? Karuga's gone off the boil a little bit. It was asked pre-game this could be his last game for the club. I don't think it will be. I think he's signed up to the end of the season, but I think because the draw for the closing stage hasn't been done yet, as far as the game's concerned, this is the last fixture until his contract runs out. So I think that's why we've been asked that. We haven't played particularly well there. We'll say you've done well, but there's room for improvement. I think that pretty much sums us up, doesn't it? We're winning, so we're done well, but there is definitely room for improvement. We'll tell these guys that aren't doing particularly well, 6, 7 and below, that we're not happy with them. But, I mean, there's not too much to be unhappy about, to be honest. I don't remember them really having a couple of, was there a corner and a couple of set pieces maybe, but they certainly haven't opened us up in general play, which is obviously a good thing. Yeah, like I was saying, we're only 6 points off top of the table, so in terms of what we actually need to improve to get to top of the table, Sporting Cristal's winning. So if we were to win, that would be 6 points off top. So we're not a mile away, you know. We're really, really not. And we have improved. We'll take... Perez hasn't had his best game, has he? So we'll bring on De La Cruz, because he and Castro are playing quite well for a while there. The other thing we might look to do is bring on Blaquido for Karuga, if Karuga's not going to perform for us this game. Oh, it's a header at the near post. There goes our run of clean sheets. It ends at 3 games and 62 minutes. That's a little bit disappointing, to be honest. It didn't look like that good of a ball, but the cross in, and look at the striker just dipping into the near post. Got the better of Emerson there. And to be honest, if you get the better of Emerson in the air, you're doing something okay, aren't you? All right, we'll bring on Andreas Blacado here for Karuga. If Karuga's leaving at the end of the year, which I suspect he will be when his contract is up, just because he's already said he's homesick and he wants to go back to Argentina. So I'm assuming that he is going. That's what's going to happen. I would like to have Blacado, and of course Vasco Fry can play as the number 10 as well. So we do have options if he does. Oh, that's what has happened there. Oh dear. Oh dear. We have thrown this all away in the second half. We'll give it a demand more. It's just a loose throw, and we're all at sea. Who's that running back? Andia is so far upfield. I mean, in his defence, you don't necessarily expect us to not be able to throw to each other. Alright, here's Blacado from a set piece. Can he... a little bit of magic? Oh, I tell you what, he almost could. Alright, what do we want to do here? We probably want to be more expressive now, don't we? We probably will take it off, work the ball into the box. I'm not convinced that that's our strength. We'll keep everything else there the same. Cosio is not having... I just said he's been one of our better players. He's playing a 6.2 now. Let's give him some encouragement here, perhaps. Go very attacking. We do have another sub. We don't really have any attacking subs, though. That's the problem, isn't it? Well, that is a really, really disappointing way to end, I'll be honest. Yeah, that's really disappointing. We'll be aggressive. We didn't come out the second half, did we? I think in hindsight, at halftime, I should have said I'm not happy. Because we weren't really playing that well, were we? We just happened to have the lead. And I kind of let that blind me a little bit, if I'm honest. So we do end up in 8th. That's a little bit... No, where are we looking? We're looking over here. Okay, so we've got the split of tables again here. Okay, so we finished that in 7th. A win annoyingly, a win would have taken us second with those two other teams to play. So that's actually infuriatingly frustrating, isn't it? We would have finished second if we'd hung on in that game. But that's, damn. I want to say other words, but I'll refrain. So there we go. So overall now, so this Copa Movie Star, which is a combination of everything right now, we're 8th overall. A little bit of a gap, to be honest, to get up into the top half, but not the worst, is it? Not the worst. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. I think we're building okay here, aren't we? We are building okay. That's just a disappointing result. Yeah, and if you are new to the channel, welcome, and please do subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload new episodes. What we'll do is we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll come back for the first game of the closing stage. Now, hopefully it won't be just the exact same draw. We'll get to see a different team other than, different teams. But we'll come back for the start of that. Get off to hopefully a good start with the new team as well. It might be 1 or 2 new signings depending what I can do. But yeah, that's all for tomorrow, guys. So until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.